much time we got left? Yo, you can play that clip that I sent you? Because this kind of correlates to kind of what we was talking about.
And this is how. Part of our culture is to frown upon dark-skinned people. It's been passed down to us by the Spaniards, by our colonizers, by the people that conquered us. Taught us that dark skin is inferior, light skin is superior. We were taught that. It was passed down to us, meaning it's part of our culture. That doesn't mean I go out in the streets and want to hurt black people because they're black.
Right.
It means that our teachings, the way we're raised, is that we are raised to subconsciously believe that dark skin is inferior and light skin is superior. My grandmother was visiting one day from Mexico. She's never lived in the United States. She has no idea what life is out here. She was watching Univision News, where they depicted a black American committing a crime. She turned around and said, Oye, estos negros solo estorban, ¿verdad? Hey, these black folks, all they do is get in the way, huh? Here's the interesting part. She's never met a black person in her life. She has no idea what it's like to interact with a black person, but yet she already has an opinion about black people as a whole. Why? Because part of our culture, in this particular case, Univision News, since we were children, we have been subliminally taught that blacks are bad, criminals, etc. And whites are good, decent, giving, saviors, etc.
So I think the topic that I wanted to talk about was, can people be culturally racist? And clearly we got the evidence right there.
Yeah.
But in y'all experience, do y'all see that as a thing?
My dad was.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
For
Like,
sure, like-
he didn't like black people. Like,
When I brought my first black boyfriend home, he was like, I'm going to bring you bananas to your baby shower. And he's the same color as my boyfriend.
Which is absolutely
100%.
unacceptable.
In Puerto Rico,
You say you gonna bring you bananas?
Yeah.
What that mean?
Because my
Monkey?
kids are going to come
Oh,
out like
shit.
monkeys.
Oh,
That's out of pocket.
And it's like the more he did that, the more I like black guys.
I was going to ask you that because I do hear Spanish women, they have that same experience, and that kind of does force them to like go against the grain and be like, you know what, let me see what these black dudes is about, whatever their case is. So that was kind of your experience. Was like, okay,
Absolutely.
So what about y'all? Do y'all have the same? Well, I mean, are you black, obviously, but have you seen it in other communities? Do they look down on black people in your experience?
I never experienced that.
Speak up, please.
I never experienced that. Not
Okay.
gonna lie, but have I seen it in school? Yeah.
Okay.
I seen that a lot in school, middle school, and high school. Like the light skinned girl was always the one to be like, "Oh, I'm that." You know what I mean? The guys be like, "Yeah, she's," and the black girl would be looked upon because she had shorter hair or whatever.
We just talked about
And that's
that.
why
we
I
just
said,
talked
is
about it.
Is it true that like guys like the lighter skinned women? Because you see it all the time. Like the lighter skinned girl is the one that gets all the
More
praise.
attention,
Why?
more attention.
But I think that's culturally, like, I hate to just kind of put this on like black men, but you know, even in Asian cultures and Indian cultures, colorism exists over there as well.
China
They're
too.
men.
Spanish culture.
You know what I mean? And I hate when we talk about colorism because we just try to pinpoint it on black men. And I agree, it is a thing. You know what I mean? But other ethnic groups of men participate in the same colorism. But again, their women aren't controlling their narrative. So it's not like they know it's a thing, but their women are not going, oh, Asian men are colorists, because that's the thing in Asia too. Like they bleach their skin in Asia. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, or Indian women is not saying, oh, well, you know, Indian men only. It's true, but they not over there on social media blasting their men for it. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing, but again, it goes back to controlling the narrative. And what about you? Have you had that experience, or do you know about that?
So, I mean, I would say my parents, you guys know I'm Portuguese, they were not racist whatsoever. They were from a standpoint of, if she's happy, then we're happy, and that went for me, my brothers, and whatever.
Okay.
They're very welcoming and loving, but I have seen it where some cultures talk down, like, are just blatantly racist, and that's a shame, and it leaves a very sour taste in my mouth. It's unacceptable.
What about you?
The father of my kid's dad, he's Puerto Rican, and he didn't want him to date me because he thought I was black. So he's like, oh, she's dark, don't date her. And it was just like, if I would walk in their house, he would blatantly disrespect me, not say hi to me. I would look him in his face, say hi. He would just ignore me and stuff. And his grandma is darker than me. Darker than my grandma.
Be like that.
My grandma's her color. Like,
My
and
grandfather's
he
so
didn't know
racist,
anything about
and
me.
He will not walk my aunt down the aisle, and my aunt married another Dominican dark guy, and he will not walk her down the aisle because he was dark.
Yeah, I just really find it very interesting because, you know, it's not even just with Hispanic cultures. It's even with other black cultures that have a negative, like there's some Caribbeans or some Africans that will, you know, look down upon Black Americans because they did the same type of, you know, oh, they're ghetto, they're ratchet, you know, they don't have.
From a Caribbean standpoint, some Black people
really
do
are
too much,
uncultured.
and they
They're
do
uncultured.
a lot
No.
But everybody
makes
do too
our-
much. Like,
yeah, but then it makes all of us look like we do that. That's
Right.
why we get pissed off, because it's like, why are you acting that way? You don't have to act that way.
but
You make all of us
Caribbeans
look
do
like we-
crazy stuff too.
Yeah,
Africans
I'm
do
not
crazy
saying all
stuff
of
too.
us. You make it don't matter. You could be Caribbean, Black, this, whatever. It's whatever you do and whatever culture you are, you're gonna make everybody look like that. Because look at how we look at white people.
We don't control the media. So when you say how we look, they're not talking about when people are doing crazy shit, when Bob robbing Walmart. They're not expressing or putting that on the front page. So when y'all look at this one incident where this dude might have done some fucked up shit and it's blasted all over, it's just a different thing.
And Caribbeans and Africans go out their way to make sure when it's a Black person that does something, oh no, he's Black American. He ain't Caribbean, he's Black. Y'all go out your way to make sure y'all differentiate yourselves. And this is why we have this diaspora war. Yeah, but this is why we have this diaspora war going on amongst Black people on the earth, is because it was like, okay, we're not those Blacks over there. We're this Black, or we're different. We got more class, or we like everybody do some crazy stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not act like everybody's perfect and there's only just Black people that do all this crazy stuff.
Too much too.
Yeah,
absolutely. And DR, there's a place that if you have curly hair, they will not let you in. You need to straighten your hair to go into that restaurant. Which is till this 2023 and we're still on that.
That's unacceptable.
Like that in Barbados. If you're not a lighter Caribbean person, you can't go in certain places. They will look at you and be like,
Yeah, I just think it comes down to, obviously, media. You know, media is America's biggest export. Like, you get what I'm saying? And oftentimes when they control Black people's image, it does come down to Black men are just, you know, gangsters. They're violent, overly aggressive, overly masculine, deadbeats. Like, we have a list of things that we have just for Black men alone. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Black Americans.
Which is crazy to me, because if you see most of the mass shootings, what are they?
Exactly.
What are they? They're white, crazy white people.
Yeah, but Black men still, to this day, even though I always say this, white men in the world, in society, have a history of mass murdering, colonization, slavery, all the war, all of this stuff. But somehow the media has made it seem that Black men are these monsters. Like, you get what I'm saying? Even to this day, we are still painted as these monsters, even though we don't have a history of this. Like, you get what I'm saying?
And it should be the white
rappers and stuff like that don't help the situation by they're in the social media light and they're portraying what social media is saying about Black people. If y'all want to change the narrative, why don't the people that's in the media start to act different?
So you're comparing
like Future,
rappers to a history.
But they're putting on for our community. This is still our new generation. If we want something to change,
mass murdering is putting on his community.
You're talking about you're talking about entertainment versus news, though. We talking about entertainment.
I
and
understand
news.
what you're saying, though.
Nah, entertainment
goes hand in hand, though.
And okay, so entertainment. So okay, you want to use entertainment as an excuse, and which can be understandable. So then we can use entertainment to validate why Black women are seen as these objects, sexual objects, because y'all are twerking, y'all selling the pussy, y'all doing all this. So we can use
y'all rapping about that same shit.
Y'all rapping about the same thing. Like, you get what I'm saying?
At that
Like,
point, it's all women doing that at this point, right? It's not just Black girls doing it. It's everybody.
So, okay,
Spanish girls twerk more than Black girls.
You're quick to say it's all women, but when it's Black rappers, then it's not all rappers or all entertainers.
No, I see it this way. Like, if you see a white successful person, they're out here buying the block, they're building businesses, they're putting their people on. We're not doing that. For example, Cardi B, I love her to death. But Cardi, she got 10 cars. She got 10 cars and doesn't even know how to drive one. You'll take those 10 cars and build up the Bronx.
And Jay-Z,
put up communities for your people.
You never came to Brooklyn and built one thing. You
And
got Rock Nation.
a lot of the times, like, we're literally like we're not aware of a lot of shit. Me and her talked about how she grew up in high school and how I grew up in high school. And it's completely different. And that's fucked up.
And it shouldn't
so
be
my
that
thing
way.
is, I don't want to be like, oh, the excuse, like I grew up in the ghetto. If I made it, I need to keep putting people on and putting building up my block. But we don't do that. We buy 10 cars, a mansion with 14 freaking bedrooms, and it's like, for what? To prove what? To who?
Yeah, but
and then
look
it
at
comes
Mayweather.
down.
You don't even know how to read, and this man got like, why? Like, sir, like, go build up. I don't know. I can't stand that.
I mean, Mayweather does a lot of, like, he does do a lot. It might not be like on the front page of headlines and stuff like that. But Mayweather does do a lot.
I understand that, but do you really need 25 cars? When 25 can put a lot of people on?
And the same notion, we're not hearing the same shit about the white dudes that got 25 cars. We're not pointing the finger at them. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I guess I don't see that
they
often.
Don't build our buildings and stuff like that. They don't institutionalize our schools and stuff like that. So if we really want to break this whole narrative of how we're being taught, especially as Black people, we need to start doing something. They're doing stuff.
I'm not gonna hold you. You can look at them, but that need to change in your house before it need to change in the media. You get what I'm saying? So as parents, we need both parents in the house and your father preventing you from watching some of this shit.
You need both parents in your house for the school system to be changed.
No, well, that's not something. But I'm saying, entertainer can't change that shit either.
Yes, they can.
How?
Yes, they can.
I mean, Kanye built his own school.
They could put different books in the school that actually teach Black history. That's not propaganda.
Kanye, he built his own school.
You're going through public schools. It's not necessarily that easy. You can't just.
And it's not that easy. It's
not that easy.
Well, we gotta start somewhere.
Curriculum. Like, you can't just buy books and like,
but there's a big percentage of men that's donating money. That Michael Jordan just gave $60 million to Make-A-Wish Foundation. I'm just saying, y'all can look at it, and people will say, look, he made a donation. Oh, well, he did that for a tax write-off, but he still gave the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's look at the smaller things.
I mean, I get it, but like, I don't know.
People are going to complain. I could have $100, right? And I give you 10. People still going to find out, damn, you only gave me $10? No, it's always going to be a complaint.
Yeah. No, but that's not what I'm saying. They have transgender books in the schools for 4-year-olds to read now. There's a whole case going on about it.
No.
And that's what I'm talking about. So,
but the government is approving that. They
want
to.
But who's buying those white men? You saying white people are buying those books? So who's buying those books?
No, they're in the schools for little kids to read about being transgender and stuff. They have to read them as their curriculum.
And who's doing that though?
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. We haven't sat down to push anything for ourselves. So how do you know if it's gonna work or not? They sat down and pushed that for themselves.
They have to push
yes,
that.
they did.
No, they didn't.
They have power.
They're going to trial now. They actually sat down in the board and reviewed these books and said these are what we're gonna have these kids read.
The LGBT community got the world in the chokehold right now. Whatever they say is going. Like they don't.
And it's more diverse. It's not just black and white.
It's not just black people. You're talking about one culture trying to push something that's gonna be a lot harder than.
So our culture doesn't have the world in the chokehold.
No, hell no.
So people are not going to get BBLs and stuff like that because we don't have culture in the chokehold.
Entertainment. You talking about entertainment and
but
stuff like that.
Entertainment is a big part of us right now. That's a big majority of the shit that we do is because of entertainment.
I hear what you're saying.
So why not show something different?
I hear what you're saying, but are they teaching BBLs in classrooms? We talking about classrooms, bro. They got to go through government to do shit like that.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I feel like as a people, we need to start doing better.
I agree with you. I 100%, but it's not as easy as y'all trying to paint it.
White people really just be putting each other on all day.
Because it's easy for them.
They already got leverage.
I understand it, but it's 2023. There's so much information in the internet for you to become better. Put the next person on. Instead, we become greedy. I made it. I ain't gonna.
Well, we figure it out. No. You know why?
You gotta pay $5,000 for this class. Come on.
The biggest problem is we have too much time pointing at it. Oh, you're African American. I'm African. I'm Caribbean. I'm Dominican. I'm Hispanic. We all motherfucking black. You get what I'm saying? So we take the time to eliminate that. That would help our process moving. We ain't gonna be able to put no money together. We looking at fucking Lil Baby and Lil Wayne and expecting some fucking future to happen. No pun intended. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I think that is another issue. In our community, we rely too much on the influencers and the media personalities and the celebrities to be the leaders.
Motherfuckers,
but that's what
these niggas is teenagers, immature.
So
you talking about
influence something that's positive?
Drugs, gun, gangs, beating people up.
We talking about influence, but who's supporting them? Us.
No, white people are supporting them because they're pushing their agenda, as you say, that black men are these bad people and all of that stuff.
All right, that's who they get paid. Let's look at the business. Let's look at the businesses that's flourishing in the black community. Liquor stores, Chinese stores, the little Arab corner stores. Now, I mean, we supporting the people. If a black person open a store, let me get a discount, bro. Now, I mean, we can't do that.
How many people would ask us for a shirt? Let me get a shirt. Let me get a shirt.
I mean, that really happens.
Talk about, let me get a discount, Aki, and all of this stuff. So Like, what do you even say?
I
It's
feel
not
like
that-
Thank you.
That what?
Like, Aki, you know me. I lived here for 20 years. Let me get a discount.
It don't matter who it is.
Exactly.
No, they ain't going to
Nah,
no liquor
nah.
store. Let me get a discount. You talking about ox? Because they built the relationship with those ox. It's not just they just pulling up. You
Word.
can't just go to any ox and just be like, "Yo, let me get a." Like, they built a relationship
They
with that.
probably knew
ox.
it for 10 years before you
Yeah,
asked that
and
question.
They
he know
ain't
you
giving you
gonna
no
come back.
discount in no Chinese restaurant or no liquor store.
I just feel
Word.
like we just got to do better because I also heard that, for example, in our community, like there's no like sneaker stores in like the white communities ever.
Yeah,
like,
or liquor store
They ain't
or
no liquor
Chinese
no,
store.
that's
restaurant.
what I'm
Chinese
saying.
stores,
Like
yeah.
we need to just, but some of us are really not aware of that shit.
All right, that's
So
where
it's like
that's where
if once you become aware, tell the next person, and let's be better because like you buying 30 cars is not gonna do nothing for your community and then complain.
But us depending on them ain't gonna do nothing either.
We're
not-
we
I
gotta
mean,
do it ourselves.
I feel like she did. She
Absolutely.
came out the gutter. You feel me? So it's like not that I agree with her being selfish, like Cardi, for example, but she made
And
it
you
out.
gotta
She
talk
made
about
it out. She
mentality.
made
and
it
Cardi
out.
still give back. Cardi be in the hood.
And that's
she
like
be
saying,
giving-
why don't Rihanna go back to Barbados and she's a billionaire? Why she don't go back to Barbados and do?
She
And
actually did
and-
though.
and how much is she doing?
Went
She could
to
do-
schools and put books in the schools.
I feel
Okay.
like, but I feel like out
You
of this
can't
whole
do that.
topic, I feel like nobody has like
Shout
shined the
Rihanna,
light
bro.
on Akon, right? Akon has gone and donated all this money and helped his community back in, I think, Africa, whatever, and has literally uplifted them, built schools, and there's other rappers who have built hospitals and all these things. So there are rappers who are giving back to their community, but it's starting from the origin, not here
Yeah,
in
and
the
I'm
States.
not saying don't buy your shit, but it's like it's just unnecessary shit that could help a lot of people in your community. It's especially if they're just parts. That just it bothers me. It bothers me.
Yeah, I just don't like I just hate that, black people just have this negative stereotype, this
Yeah, that's
worldwide, it seems like. You get what I'm saying? And we haven't done anything to deserve that. And it
agree.
just comes down to as automatically, like his grandmother. I have a best friend, and his grandmother was the same way with he was Puerto Rican, and she was very much the same way with us having a friendship.
Oh,
like, you
that's
get what I'm
dope.
saying? So, and I did nothing to this woman, like, you get what I'm saying? She didn't know, she ain't bothered to get to know me, and she just automatically just assumed that I was going to be a criminal, I was going to put her son in a certain lifestyle, and that wasn't true. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I think even when we go back to relationships, that does make it kind of difficult in these relationships with men and women, because there's an assumption there automatically with the black men. You come in, certain black women come in with this defense wall up. Okay, well, you probably ain't shit. My mama said you wasn't shit. Niggas ain't shit. So there's like this wall that black men have to tear down in order just to get you to even be feminine. Like, you get what I'm saying? So now when we talk about, why do maybe some black men or just men or in general go for other women, is because they come off with the femininity. You know what I'm saying? They know how to be nurturing. They come off with these characteristics that are just like, damn, I haven't really received this in my community from my women. You get what I'm
My
saying?
mom had a heart attack when I told her that my boyfriend serves himself. She almost fell out. Like, what?
That's your boyfriend what?
That he serves himself when I cook.
Oh.
I don't serve.
Yeah, and that could be. I mean,
sometimes when I feel like it, but not always.
That's how. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. You ain't really
You
good
said-
at
you
yourself.
said- you said
up
9
too.
years.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm tired, and if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat first, and he can come up and serve himself.
So why you can't just make the plate?
9 years?
Because I'm hungry.
Cause I bring my plate to. If I'm making the dinner and I'm making a plate, it ain't gonna kill me to make my lady her plate.
Let me ask you a question.
It's really not that.
I feel like it's
Yo,
not the plate.
I
It's not
cook
the plate.
every single day.
Can I ask you a question?
Don't be mad.
It's really not malicious.
One mic.
I'm really not trying to be malicious. Sometimes, guys, I'm tired and I'm starving and I'm not about
So
to
let me ask you a
take more
question.
I know it takes a few seconds, minutes, I don't know, but I'm hungry. So what I'm saying is sometimes he could come up and serve himself. What's the big deal?
If he was more helpful around the house, would you be more? Oh, he what?
He is though.
Oh,
no.
It's just that sometimes he does a little bit more, and sometimes I do a little bit more. Like it's not.
I mean,
it's really,
that-
he
that's-
don't think it's that serious.
plate, man.
That's y'all relationship. I just would like that. Would you feel a way?
He does. He really does not think. It's
Would
that
you
serious.
feel a way if he went to the store and brought some food, or he made some food and he ain't do nothing for you, or he made his
No.
plate? Everything.
Absolutely
That's y'all
not.
relation. Then that's what y'all comfortable with.
I guess so.
You got,
I wouldn't be
your
comfortable with
friends. You got a lot of like
am.
black female friends.
Yeah.
No, not really. No.
Okay.
No.
Shout
I
out
just don't
LaQuisha.
really think it's. He sees that I come home. I drop my quick to cook. Do this, do that, and it's like, yo, babe, the food's done. Cool. He gets up and serves himself real quick. It's not that serious.
Yeah, because he know you ain't gonna do it.
But if you really think it's that serious?
Yes.
So fuck the fact that I just cooked, right? Fuck that fact.
No, it's not fuck that fact. I appreciate you cooking. No, I appreciate you cooking. I think
to me.
I think it's not gonna kill you to make my plate. If you're eating before me, you can set it just the way you set mine.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Is your love language acts of service?
My love language is everything in the world. I want to communicate. I want to touch. I want to act to serve. I want everything. But I'm gonna give you everything too. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna. I think it's petty for you to.
Hold on.
I think it's petty for you to make your plate and say, "Well, I'm motherfucking hungry." Oh well, or go make your plate, because that's how I'm seeing it. Because me, as your man, I'm not gonna ask you if whether you're ready to eat or not. Your plate is made.
How long does it take you to make a plate?
I don't care. That's seconds away that took from me eating.
Both your parents.
No, I grew up with not.
That's very important.
Very important. What's the flaw in that?
Because you want to be the leader so bad because there wasn't a
No.
leader in your household.
No. It's not about being a leader.
Yeah, I think I'm scarred in my household. My mom would literally come home, 3 jobs. My dad had 1 job. He would come home, lay in bed. She'd have to cook, clean, serve the kids. Like, I'm not doing all that. If I'm starving, I'm gonna eat. Come get the food real quick. It's not that serious. What's the problem with you getting up from bed real quick? You're in bed chilling, and I'm cooking.
Right. You have the need for
That
this
shit gets me-
control
I
thing.
can't.
Like, I'm gonna serve you. You're my master. No, that's not how it
No,
works.
I think you're wrong.
And see, that mentality is why men is going out and dating other women, bro.
Look,
that's the mentality that's making men go out and date other women, bro.
And the same notion I just said several thousand times, which you can't seem to hear.
Say it one more time.
I am willing to make her plate all the time and hand it to her. I said that first. So you just ignored that and said you want to be the leader. You did. Then you ignored it. But you felt the right to criticize me and say, "Oh, you got leadership issues and you No, it's not. It's not.
Her plate for control.
No.
Yes, you are.
No,
as well.
you're bugging.
I just feel like we both got home from work. Hold on.
Okay.
We both got home from work, right? I haven't sat down. I just got home from work. He just got home from work. I haven't sat down. I go immediately to the kitchen, start cooking.
Can I get this straight?
He's laying down watching TV, chilling.
Can I get
so you're
this straight?
telling me I also gotta go serve him and bring him the plate? Come on, like
you
I'm
already
tired.
making
I'm
your
hungry.
motherfucking
I don't
plate.
give a
What the
fuck.
fuck?
I just fucking cook. So get your ass up and serve yourself.
But my thing is
no.
like, what if? Okay, so let's take that dynamic out.
Yeah.
What if the situation was different? Instead of serving plates, what if the food was made and brought to the table? Like, yo, let's eat. The food's here. The
I'm
table's set.
cool. You made the plate.
That's cool.
And when I cook, which I said 1,000 times, I cook more than my woman.
You did say that.
And I provide the plates for everybody in the motherfucking house.
Is that a
I'm not gonna
control
say, yo, I'm the leader. Got the motherfucking plates.
So that is
You
No,
get
I'm
three
doing this
plates.
because I'm worried about my family and I'm gonna provide what I cook for them.
I'm honestly, sometimes I'm just tired and I want to eat my food quickly. Like, come eat real quick, please. Come.
I think that would make you a combative woman if you
Sound
don't
like an
understand.
excuse.
Yeah.
Sound like an excuse.
I'm saying that mentality right there
Yeah.
is why men are going and dating other women, because these women don't have that mentality, and that
Y'all
don't sound
can
that
easily
don't sound like
control.
peace.
Y'all can easily
That does not sound like
control.
peace.
You
That
can
sound
easily
like.
tell her,
But I
"Hey,
feel
that's
like
so
when you
that's
say,
crazy.
but I think
y'all want
That's crazy.
submissive
So
women.
tell me, yes.
that will do
So do
Yes.
everything so that we are
No,
allowed
no.
to be submissive.
Like
See,
that.
do
We're gonna
everything in the
challenge you.
house
Y'all
then
don't
so
like
we're-
a challenge.
This-
Y'all don't like
So-
a challenge.
The problem
so-
is Go ahead.
Why am I being challenged? What am I being challenged over a plate?
I'm not talking about the plate. Now I'm talking about
So
in
if-
general.
So if
But
it's
y'all
just
don't
over a
like
plate,
submissive-
So what?
No, go ahead.
What is my problem with leadership? Why did you say I want to be in control?
And don't y'all want men that's a leader?
What's controlling? What's
Don't y'all
controlling
want men
about
that's
that?
yes,
leaders?
I want a man to be
So
able to
Do you want a
lead
man that's a
me
leader?
to the
No.
finish line, to the end of
I'm
war.
asking you a yes or no question. A yes or no
That
question.
we're doing everything 50-50.
Do you
There's
want a
no
leader? So do you
What?
so you don't want a leader?
If you want to be a leader, then take care of everything, and I cook and
But I-
clean.
Boom,
And that goes back to that.
Nah,
If I don't have to
disagree with
work,
them.
if I don't have to work, and if all I gotta do is stay
So
home,
that mean you're
take
bored?
care of kids, I'm gonna
So
serve you
y'all
every
willing to be
single
bored?
time.
Because it sounds like money can control you rather than
No,
than your
it's not money.
happiness.
It's that I'm
It
tired.
is.
I'm tired.
No.
I'm tired.
I think the problem
I'm working
here.
as hard as you.
I'm hungry.
I'm working as hard as you, so it's a 50-50 thing. There's no leader. That's my point.
No, but there
There
is a leader.
there's a
Though. There
leader.
is a leader. In a
Thank you.
50-50 relationship, there has to be someone to lead the group. It should not be the woman all the time in the
She gonna get married.
forefront.
She gonna get married. I'll
Right?
tell
She
you that.
can't
Like,
be in
you know
the
what I'm saying? Like,
forefront. Everybody's gonna get married.
Y'all sound like
There's
headaches.
several
Sorry,
times. Let
y'all
me
killing
finish my point. Is that women need to be led, right? We want men to be in their masculine energy all the time. And in order for them to do that, they need to lead their woman. However, if they're not taking the supportive actions and they're not being helpful and they're not doing that, that's then going to make them...
But let me ask you this. What does that mean by leading? What do they have to do to lead? For a woman to have to serve every single day?
I mean, I'm not saying serve every single day, but I'm
asking that. I want to know, what does it mean for a man to lead? What does that mean?
I'm saying, well, I wasn't talking about like the play. They were talking about leading.
How often do you serve?
Like 50-50.
Explain leadership to her so she can understand from this point on.
That's what I want to understand. What does leadership mean?
Leadership is like
paint me the picture.
Being able to guide your family in the right direction and make the best decision for your family. Like that's a leader. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like if your man's put in a situation and they're trying to make either like a financial decision, you need to be able to trust your partner is going to make the best decision
for the family.
For the family.
If we're both working, it's a 50-50 thing. He's not making the decision. If he was doing all the finances
You're not
by
be in a happy
himself, I
relationship.
would trust you to do that. I will be married.
I hope so.
Somebody
will put up with that shit.
It's really not that.
I hope somebody will put up with that shit.
I can count the times. I can count the times that me and this man have argued. We get along. We understand each other so well. Literally, if everything's 50-50, everything is 50-50 in my house. He's cool with sometimes cooking and sometimes he serves me. Sometimes I'm cooking and sometimes I serve him. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I'm too tired. And he's like, but what's the deal of me getting up real quick and serving myself? What's the big deal? He says it himself. What is the big deal? It's not that serious.
Yeah, I understand that's your comfort of it. Like I said, and it's not an issue in my house when I cook and I serve my lady. You get what I'm saying? In the same way, I hold her to that same standard.
See? Because you do it and you have no problem. Meaning when she cooks, when she cooks, she always should serve you because you always do it.
Yeah.
And that works for you guys.
But that's not 50-50. That's 100-100. That y'all keep
100 same thing.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. Because I would never respect a woman that's giving me 50% of her. I want to hold 100 of her.
But you see,
no, I'm not slicing it down. I would not settle for 50. I would never. She's out.
Back to the leadership.
I'm doing all, you're doing all.
No,
so back to the leadership.
Because at the same time, if I'm paying most of the bills, and you,
that's what I said.
No, listen.
That's what I said.
So what?
Okay,
so in that case, why the fuck am I cooking more?
If you're paying the bills,
I'm paying all the fucking bills. Why the fuck am I doing homework? No, I should. Those are my fucking kids. I care about my family. If I feel like that's what, and you should choose to be equipped. You should be the equal partner for me. No, you should be the equal partner for me.
You're a unicorn.
I'm not a fucking unicorn. These men are here. They're walking around.
Yeah, you are.
You're oblivious to it. You only hear one side. You already called me about my leadership. Oh, you want to be leader eagle?
You say you're paying all the bills.
I do.
Okay, then you should.
And at the same time, I still said I serve my woman her plate.
Yeah, because she's what, at home taking care of your kids.
No. She works as well. She works as well. Okay. And her bread is our bread.
Amen.
At the same time,
perfect.
100%. I still make the plates. When I cook, I cook more than her. I do the homework with the kids majority of the time. So they just accept me different than they would accept her when it comes to doing homework.
Okay.
No, I just don't. I don't.
These men are
honestly, that's beautiful. Most people aspire to have exactly what you have.
But that shit's not fucking off. It's not normal.
It's not normal.
It's not normal.
And you know why it's not going to be normal?
And it's
because when you have like this shit where you giving a man 50% of you. And you feel like you just too tired and you can't go the extra mile for your man? Why the fuck would I go an extra mile for your ass?
I'm saying, I said
it's not, my thing is, it's just one little instance where sometimes I don't feel like serving him, but I put my all in everything else.
I don't believe that. Throughout the course of this episode, you said a lot of things that came off to me as a red flag. Like,
you don't even know his love language.
You don't want to get to know his love language. You don't do.
Huh? You said yours.
You said you said.
Listen, man.
It works. My relationship is working for me and him. He understands me. I'm very traumatized with my dad and my mom. The way that I saw my mom bust her ass for her kids and her husband. I do love him.
Tell him.
But my thing is the way my mom busted her ass while my dad sat there like a king.
Bro, ain't got nothing to do with him.
You gotta hear yourself. You gotta hear.
But then he understands it. He understands it. I'm not gonna always serve you. Am I saying I will not always serve my kids? That's different. But my husband is gonna get served when I feel like it. And if he cooks, he
That's
can
a
serve me
problem.
when he
That's
feels
a
like
problem.
it. I have no problem.
That's a problem.
I have no problem getting up and getting my food
When I
because
feel like
I
it.
appreciate the fact that he just cooked for me. So I have no problem getting up real quick.
If he's willing to die for you, you'll serve him whenever you want to.
Are you willing to die for your man?
The street, and if something happens,
She said,
Are you willing to die
I mean,
for
are
your
we
man?
all like,
that's the answer.
For sure, that's
if I'm willing to, I don't know.
He's not.
I don't know, because if somebody puts a gun in my head right now, will I? I don't know. I don't know if I would.
9 times out of 10, a man is willing to fight that man with that gun to protect his woman. I know I am.
Bro, when
To this day.
Your ass and there's 3 niggas who look like
What was that answer? He better do something. He better do
But I'm not
something.
gonna just stand there because he's the man and that's what he's supposed to do. I'm gonna help him too. Like it's 50-50.
He's willing to lose his life.
Again,
He's willing to
Not
die.
if it's
I'm
3
not gonna
Dinos.
watch my boyfriend
Make
get
him
beat
food.
up.
Make him food.
I make him food every single day.
And make his plate too.
I cook every single day.
Make his plate too.
Yo,
I'm not gonna always
Not
make
every
his
single
plate.
day you say he cooked too. Give my man his credit. You
Sometimes.
say, yo, my boy, we gonna defend you. You cook sometimes.
Maybe once a month, and I cook the rest.
Yo, he
Now she
It's a
trying to downplay your
sometimes.
cooking.
It's the truth. I'm not lying. It's the truth.
listen,
he knows
man.
it.
He put up with you not knowing his love language for 9 years.
She ain't even
Bring him his
there.
plate.
Yo,
Bring him
I'm
in.
a great
Bring him his
motherfucking
plate.
girlfriend. Trust me. I do it all for him, and he knows that. So if I don't feel like
You do
fucking
it all in
serving
your
him one
love
day,
language. Nah,
if
that's
I
all
don't feel
I'm-
like serving him one day, he's okay with it, and it's okay.
He say
Listen.
he okay
He has
with it.
consideration.
listen, man. We
And
gotta
my
get
legs
the
outside
fuck up out of here, man. Like, yeah.